Hey crafty friends, this is Jenny from crafttestamise.com, and today I have an unboxing for you. I went ahead and treated myself to the Catherine Pooler Stamp of Approval kit, and I got their Christmas version. So I thought I'd show you what I got. Let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look and see what's in the box. Everything is all nicely wrapped up with some tissue paper and a little card announcing that this is the Candy Lane collection, the Stamp of Approval. And it encourages you to share your creations. And we are going to pull out first a set of dies. Now, these seem to be, let's see, if I had my... All right, so I just got out my ruler so I can measure it for you. This seems to measure about, wrong measurement size, there we go. About 4 1/4 for the long one, for the big one, and then maybe just under 2 inches for the smaller one. And these seem to have a cut line and then some embossing lines as well. And there are 2 word dies, including ones that say Merry and Joy. So there you can see there's actually a triple emboss line too. Nice label. All right, and now we've got some stamps. Now these are photopolymer stamps. I noticed on the back that they are made in America, which is nice. And what you have are kind of 3 different options. So this says wishing you a, and then you can choose joyful, merry, or bright. And then you can select season, holiday, or Christmas. So it could be a joyful season, a Merry Christmas, a bright holiday. You can kind of mix and match. I also like that there are these mirror image stamps. So you've got the plain twigs. You've got kind of the pine coney looking pine ones, or you've got the hollies. And then to accent them, there are little berries up here. You have 2 different kinds of ornaments. I kind of wish that there was a pine cone, but there are kind of small speckles, and then these are actual looking berry ones. So that's one set. Then we have these candy canes, and you've got sentiments that say, from our house to yours with love at Christmas, sweetest holiday wishes, eat, drink, and be merry. And then you've got these different candy canes. Now, interestingly, you've got mirror image ones, but they aren't the same. So you can't do 2 that are the same on either side. They would always be different. So you've got some stripes, some plaid, some little polka dotties. You've got 2 different sizes of berries, 2 different sizes of holly leaves, 2 different sizes of bows, 2 different sizes of hearts, and 2 different sizes of a candy. It's like one of those Starlight Mint candies. And did I see in here? Yes, there are also coordinating dies. Now, here you've got the dies that are mirror images of each other, so if you chose not to stamp them, you could make them the same. There's a large and a small. You've got the large and the small bows. You've got large and small holly leaves. You've got large and small hearts and large and small berry clusters. And then you have a large and small circle, which I'm guessing goes with these little mints. You do not have coordinating dies that go with the sentiments, but that's okay. Next, we have another die and stamp set. These are the little kind of wonky trees, and you've got both the solid and a pattern. So you have 2 different versions here. And then a lot of little stars and asterisks. You've got a couple more bows. There are 2 sizes of presents. Theoretically, to go with your bows. And then you also have a deer head and a contrasting neck piece. I think that's like a different kind of bib if you wanted to make it PC. And then a Merry Christmas and a Noel sentiment. And then to coordinate with that, you've got dies. And again, you've got the wonky tree, the stag head, the bib, and then the dies that go with the presents, stars. It looks like, there was a little birdie. I missed the birdies. There are 2 little birdies here. And so then there's a birdie dies, bows. So that goes together. And then the last item in the box is this Peppermint stripe stamp pad. Now, I did open this up earlier. just so that I could see if it fit onto my Misty, and it does. So this actually fits the small Misty perfectly. So if you like to use a stamp positioner, this will actually fit. I was a little worried it was too big, but surprise! Now, I also like the fact that this comes with this laminated card so that you could put it in a binder to keep your background stamps nice and tidy, or you could slide it back into the plastic, but it's just nice that it actually has a built-in storage option. So next, let's see what I can make with it. So here you can see, here's some cards that I made. This first one I used the background Peppermint stamp, and I did a little ombre watercolor with it. And then I used the sentiment here in the middle. This is a label die that I already had, and also the tag was something I already had. But I did use the dies in the kit to make the candy canes and the little bows, which I think is cute, and the little candies. Now, if I had found my Mod Podge Dimensional Magic, I would have put some glaze on these to make them sparkle and shiny, and I may still do that after the effect. Okay, so this next one I have to show you, I actually have to tell you that I ruined it, because yesterday when I was playing, I inadvertently put a wipey and I smudged it all up. But just pretend it's perfect, okay? And I've got my Wonky Trees over here. This is really cute. Maybe more difficult to do for mass production because you have to stamp each one and then die cut each one and then layer each one. So that might be a little bit fussy for a bunch of cards, but it's good for a one-off. I also used the little stamps to create the presents, and this is some paper that I already had, but I used the label die to cut it out, and I stamped right on the card blank here, just so you know. Now this is a little bit more towards my style. I really like it. It's simple, it's clean. I used water-based markers to create the bows. I used the stamps to create the deer. I also, it's hard to tell, but there's, I did double stamping on the ears and the neck piece to make it a little darker. Again, I used that die and I cut out the middle so I could stamp right on the card front, and a little bit of May Arts ribbon really sets it off. And here's, for me, the winner of the bunch. It's super simple. I used the sentiments and the die, the Merry die, and I really let the glitter paper kind of do most of the heavy lifting. I used it for the sentiment and for the sides. This is Die Cuts with a View micro glitter paper, and I used a StazOn pad with watercolor markers to create the holly berries and leaves, and then I went back over the top and I used Studio Glaze to create a raised effect. It's a little hard to tell on camera, but it's shiny in real life. All it needs is just one more little wee thing in the middle, maybe some little bell or something, but this is one that you could actually create in mass and be very successful at it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and little card share. If you did, please share it, give it a thumbs up, like it, and maybe even leave me a comment. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and have a crafty day.